Every second, your money is losing value. Not in a year, not in a month, but right now. And today, I'm going to prove it to you. Because as your financial doctor, I diagnose you with something serious: inflation fever. I took $100 and tracked what it could buy in 2020 versus today. Same money, completely different life. And by the end of this video, I'll give you the exact treatment to stop this from destroying your future. Now, here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just random. This isn't just bad luck or things getting expensive. Right now, somewhere in the world, conflicts are rising, tensions are building, and global systems are under pressure. Oil routes are unstable, supply chains are breaking, governments are reacting fast, and even if you're sitting in your room in America scrolling your phone, that war is already affecting your wallet. You might not hear the explosions, but you're definitely feeling the impact every time you pay for gas, groceries, or rent. Meet Alex, 22 years old, first job, first paycheck, just trying to build a normal life. In 2020, Alex could fill his gas tank, buy groceries, and still have money left. Life felt predictable, manageable, like there was a system that worked. But today, that same Alex with the same job and the same effort is living in a completely different reality. Now when he goes to fill his gas tank, the price climbs faster than expected. Groceries feel heavier on his wallet. Rent feels tighter every month. And this time, it's not just normal inflation. This is inflation being pushed harder by global conflict, by instability, by a system under stress. Here's the part nobody explains clearly. War doesn't stay on the battlefield. It spreads through the economy. When conflict hits regions connected to oil production or transportation, supply becomes uncertain. Prices react immediately. Gas becomes expensive, and since fuel powers almost everything, transportation costs rise, production costs rise, and suddenly everything around you becomes more expensive. It's like the entire system depends on energy, and when that energy becomes unstable, the whole body starts to weaken. As your financial doctor, think of energy like oxygen. When oxygen supply is disrupted, the body struggles. When energy prices spike, the economy struggles. At the same time, supply chains begin to crack. Goods don't move as smoothly. Ships get delayed, routes get disrupted, materials become harder to access. And when supply drops but demand stays the same, prices don't stay stable. They rise fast. On top of that, governments step in to stabilize the situation. They increase spending, inject money into the system, try to support industries and protect economies from collapsing under pressure. But just like emergency medicine in a human body, too much of it creates side effects. More money in the system without equal growth in goods leads to even more inflation. Now the symptoms become stronger. This isn't slow inflation anymore. This is a spike. Gas prices don't just rise slowly, they jump. Food costs don't increase gradually, they surprise you at checkout. Rent doesn't feel like a small adjustment, it feels like pressure. Daily life becomes unpredictable, and that's what makes this dangerous. Because stable inflation is one thing, but unstable inflation is something else entirely. It's like a fever that suddenly spikes instead of rising slowly. It damages faster, it creates panic, and it's much harder to control. And if you're Gen Z, this hits even harder. You didn't create this situation, but you're living through it at the worst possible time. You're starting your career when costs are rising faster than incomes. Housing feels out of reach. Debt feels normal. And now, on top of all that, you're dealing with a world where economic conditions can change overnight because of global conflict. Jobs feel less stable. Opportunities feel uncertain. And while you're trying to build your future, inflation keeps moving faster than you. It's like trying to heal in an environment that keeps getting worse. So the real question is, how do you deal with this? Because ignoring it won't make it go away. As your financial doctor, I don't just diagnose, I treat. And during times like this, normal advice isn't enough. The first thing you need to understand is that holding too much cash is risky. It feels safe, but during inflation spikes, especially during war-driven instability, cash loses value faster. The second thing is to focus on strong assets, not random trends, not hype, but real assets that tend to hold or grow value even during uncertain times. Broad market investments, essential sectors, areas connected to real economic demand, these act like financial armor when everything else feels unstable. The third step is increasing your income stability. Depending on one source of income becomes risky in uncertain times. Building skills, exploring digital opportunities, creating multiple streams of income, all of this gives you flexibility, it gives you options, and in a changing environment, options are power. The fourth step is awareness. During war and economic tension, things change fast. Information becomes one of your strongest tools. The more aware you are, the faster you can adapt. But here's the truth you need to accept. There is no permanent cure for inflation, especially during global conflict. It's part of how the system reacts under pressure. But there is something stronger than a cure. Immunity. Financial immunity means you understand what's happening, you don't panic when conditions change, and you position yourself in a way where inflation doesn't destroy you. You invest early, you think long-term, and you adapt faster than the environment changes. Now go back to that $100. It didn't physically shrink. It didn't disappear. The world around it changed. War created pressure. Supply chains broke. Energy prices rose. Governments reacted. And all of that made your money weaker. That's the real story. And once you see it clearly, once you understand the connection between global events and your personal finances, everything starts to make more sense. So now you have a choice. You can stay unaware, keep living the same way, and let inflation slowly eat away at your future. Or you can take control, understand the system, and build yourself in a way where you're not just surviving it, you're adapting to it. Because this isn't just about rising prices anymore. This is inflation fever in a world under pressure, and now you know the treatment. If you want to protect your money and grow it even in times like this, subscribe, because this channel is your financial survival guide.